Dogs were used for a variety of different jobs. Some were used as tracker dogs, some were used as sniffer dogs, and indeed some were used as messenger dogs. It's my belief that these animals were the true unsung heroes of conflict, and so I've written a poem based on a true story about one such beast. I think it's fair to warn you that being based on a true story, there are some very sad and poignant moments in the poem, and as such I'm expecting lots of uncontrolled emotion from the audience here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not want your uncontrolled emotion to spoil the flow of my rhyme, and so I've devised what is commonly known in the trade as idiot boards to help you channel your emotions into certain key areas of the poem. For tonight's performance, I'd like to split the audience into 3 groups, if I may. As you're all ladies here tonight, I'd like to split the audience down the middle there. So everybody to my left here would be the ladies, and everybody to the right would be the men. So you ladies, as I said, there's some very sad and poignant moments in the poem, and I know you girlies are the emotional ones. So when I hold up one of these boards during the poem, I want you to shout out what's on the board and do it every time it crops up. So just on the count of 3, we'll have a little go at that. 1, 2, 3. Aww. A little bit louder when it comes, but that's fine. Gentlemen here, there's some very heroic moments in this poem. I've got a letter H here, which stands for happy and hero and hemorrhoids and things like that. On this occasion, it's going to stand for hooray. So when this board comes up during the poem, I want you to shout hooray as loud as you can. Try and beat the ladies then. Okay, so on the count of 3, just give us in fact, everybody except you, mate. What's your name? Sandy. Sandy. Sandy's group 3. So, ladies, gentlemen, everybody except Sandy, on the count of 3, nice big hooray. 1, 2, 3. Hooray! Excellent. Now, Sandy, you're group 3. There's some very yucky bits in this poem, nasty bits, horrible, really disgusting. So when you see a big letter Y, it's not arrived yet, because I've only got 2 hands. So when you see a big letter Y, I want you to shout yuck as loud as you possibly can. Try and beat this lot. So on the count of 3, a big yuck, please. 1, 2, 3. Yuck! Not bad, that's good, I like that. Right. Without further ado, cast your minds back, if you would please, to June the 5th, 1943. The poem is simply entitled Man's Best Friend. Aww. That's just testing. Just a year and a day before D-Day began, a small dog was born, somewhere near Dover. They christened him Morris. I know it seems daft, but he wasn't as big as a rover. Morris, you see, was the runt of the pack. He was scruffy and quite a bit thinner. His dad was a stray who got lucky one day when his mother was scoffing her dinner. When Morris was 1, that's about 7 for us, he became just an unwanted pup. Right. Oh. Didn't got that right. The dog was thrown over those white cliffs of Dover, but by chance a branch pinned him back up. Hooray! He wandered the town with a scowl and a frown, unwanted, unloved and unwashed. A soldier off duty said, "My, you're a beauty," to Morris. He must have been sloshed. Well, he took Morris home and he gave him a bone, and he let the dog sleep on his bunk. The rest of the squad thought that Morris was odd, and they kicked the dog out because he stunk. Aww. In the barracks next morning, still tired and yawning, young Morris was needing the loo. And there on a tree, where he stopped for a wee, was a poster, "Your country needs you." Well, Morris was dim, and he thought it meant him, so he joined up without any hitches. Mishearing a quote, Morris caught the first boat to help liberate several French bitches. They gave him a job as a messenger dog, but the only thing history confirms, without any doubt, all he carried about were his fleas and occasional worms. Yeah. In occupied France, Morris led the advance, tail wagging and yellow teeth bare. As artillery clattered, his confidence shattered. Aww. For the first time, young Morris was scared. Avoiding the fray, Morris ran the wrong way, like a whippet possessed up the sands. By the light of the moon, Morris fell down a dune and was captured by enemy hands. Aww. The bunker was dark. Morris didn't dare bark as his captors prepared to attack. They started a raid, they threw out a grenade. Morris fetched it and took it straight back.
Hooray!
18 surrendered, but Morris was rendered deaf and a leg at the front had gone missing. They shipped him back over to those white cliffs of Dover where Sir Winston was waiting to kiss him.
Yuck!
When he felt a bit better, the dog got a letter. He'd won a VC, few would get it. When they gave the awards, he stood proud on 3 paws. Then he dribbled a bit and he ate it. Demobbed from the force, as a hero of course, Morris wandered the streets of old Dover. By a lamp near the sea, Morris stopped for a wee, but he raised the wrong leg and fell over. When he crashed on the lamp which had suffered from damp and the top bit, more rusty than most, landed right on his head. Morris ended up dead. This indeed was the mongrel's last post. That's not quite the end of this tale, man's best friend, because his spirit's up there, laid in clover. They scattered his ashes, where the sea gently splashes at the edge of those white cliffs of Dover. Up there in the sky, there's a glint in his eye, because they say every dog has his day. St. Peter's irate, Morris pissed on his gate. That's the end of this poem.
Hooray!
Thank you very much.